The first dredge up is a stage of evolution for dying stars, which were once low-mass main-sequence stars on an HR diagram, where the convective zone now extends to the core of the interior, and thus convection can now transport fused material to the surface. Let's take a look at this first dredge up and where it occurs on an HR diagram. So here we're looking at an HR diagram where temperature increases to the left. We're looking at the surface temperature of a star, and we're looking at the surface luminosity, which is how much energy is being emitted per unit time, such as joules per second. We're looking at the watts at the surface of the star. Brighter stars are at the top, hotter stars are to the left. Along the main sequence, we have stars that are stable in size. They live most of their lives sitting on the main sequence. However, when stars are getting bigger or getting smaller, they're growing or they're dying, they're not on the main sequence, and we find these paths of stellar evolution once we place all the stars on the HR diagram. Stars that are like the sun, this is where they occur on the main sequence, they have convective outer regions and radiative interiors, and the core is in the dead center. So you got the core in the center, a radiation zone of energy transport getting the energy out of the star, and then you have a convective zone for the rest getting the energy out to the surface of the star. When this low mass main sequence star begins to die, it starts to get cooler, larger, and more luminous until it's in this region called the red giant branch, RGB for short. Stars that are on these dying stellar paths are called red giants. And when they have this red giant stage, their interiors look a little different. The interior now extends down to the core of the star. So this energy transport can now pull material that's fusing in the core to the surface of the star. Convection is a mode of energy transport, just like radiation. But now we've eliminated much of the radiative zone in the interior of the Sun-like star, and we have convection going all the way down to the core, and we're able to pull material fusing in the core to the surface. So we call this a dredge up. And the first one occurs when stars are dying on the red giant branch, which is a stage of stellar evolution after low-mass stars have died past the subgiant stage and are now red giants in the red giant branch.